Bungie, we need to talk. First off, my name is Sailor. The video that you're seeing in the background is the E3 footage, the gameplay reveal. The reason I'm showing this is, well, one, I don't have my own capture card, so I can't show you my awesome gameplay and PvP and things like that, and PvE. And two, I want to show you the game that they were supposed to give us. That'll probably cause a firestorm in the comments. Anyways, I've never been at such a point with a game where I've had to make a video for it, where I've had to put my thoughts out on the internet and just get things off my chest. And from what every other video game YouTuber that I've seen, they've been talking about it. It's, of course, Destiny. Now, first off, I want to make something clear. I have been a huge Destiny fan since 2012, whenever I was in Navy basic training, and I saw the Newsweek front cover, and it had Destiny on it, talking about Bungie's newest game. And whenever the game was released, I bought the Ghost Edition, I bought the limited edition of the Taken King. I even traded in my black PS4 just to get the Taken King PS4 for some sweet gold decals. So, this video is I'm gonna talk a little bit about my experience with the game, and then I'm gonna get to the serious points where I need to talk to Bungie, and Bungie needs to talk to us. I've been playing Destiny since it first came out. I have enjoyed it for the longest time. It was I played it up until the hard mode was released for the Taken King, the King's Fall raid for Oryx, and it was at that point it was just too much of a grind for me. I thought, why will I spend another tens or hundreds of hours in this game just to increase my light level from 319 to 320, just missing that one light level. It just didn't work for me. And then the Crucible mode is laughable because you can't get 320 gear in the Crucible. You can only get an Iron Banner in the King's Fall, and I think there was another mode where you can get it in, but I'm not too sure. Trials. I think it's Trials. That's just a little bit of my experience. I still love the idea of Destiny. I just hate the state that it's in right now. And this leads to my next point. Bungie, what are you doing? How can you treat your fans this way? How can you treat them in such a way that, you disappear for a whole month? And from what I've seen, there wasn't any updates, any tweets, anything like that about the state of Destiny while y'all were on quote-unquote break, for the holidays. Most companies take 2-3 weeks. Y'all took about a solid 4.5 weeks off, and even then you didn't tell us anything. You didn't give us any updates, and then the first update you give us, you say, oh, there will be a bigger update later on. That's what you do for your first update? You just tell people to wait? You didn't really discuss anything. You haven't discussed anything in the past 2 weekly updates that y'all have done. Y'all have talked a little bit about that, that Tutti Frutti Valentine's Day special that y'all are going to do. And you've talked about matchmaking for Crucible. You've talked about Crucible for the past 5-6 updates. You don't talk about anything for the PvE players. I like PvE. I'm a big fan of the PvP, but I really like the PvE aspect of the game too. I like the idea of the story for Destiny from what it was supposed to be to what it is now. Either or. But you can't do this to almost half of your fan base. You can't just leave them dry with no story, story-driven content. Because whenever there's going to be a point where they're just not going to come back. They're not. And, I'm at that point just because of how hard it is to get that gear to be at the, be the highest light level. To show hey, I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours just to get this one little piece of light that I needed left. I know that that's a point of an MMO, I understand, but it's been, with the Taken King DLC, it was way harder than before to be that max light level. So that's why I stopped playing there. But I still want to play it. It's just there's nothing to do, and the Valentine's Day DLC is just not enough to warrant me from putting it back in my console when I could easily just play tons of other games. I got Fallout 4, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Witcher 3. You know, then I've been even playing my original 360 to go back to older games. You know, from when I was a younger kid, like Modern Warfare 2 and Halo 3, Halo Reach, and then Killer is Dead, BioShock. They're leaving us with a game that has almost next to none replayability for those that have capped out at level 320. Now, I'm not one of those players, so I still have a reason to play it. It's just I choose not to because the amount of effort that it takes compared to the reward just isn't enough for me. And then on top of that, you have all the Nightfall strikes don't give you crap anymore. You don't get anything for the Crucible. It's just it's a huge mess, and I don't know how Bungie's gonna fix it. First thing that Bungie needs to do really is just listen to the community, but they don't even do that. It seems like they don't get two shits about the community. Excuse my language, but it doesn't seem that way. I've been reading tons of forum posts of how Destiny is dead. Nobody plays Destiny anymore. Bungie doesn't listen to the community. Bungie, does what they want to do, and that's not the way Bungie used to be, from what I remember in the Halo days. And that really kind of makes me sad as a Bungie, as a fan of Bungie. So how can you leave your community like this, Bungie? How? How do you think that this is acceptable? I really wish I could get an answer back from y'all. Just so my mind is clear. And, I totally understand that I don't know the things that are going on behind the scenes. But just give us something. Just the tiniest little freaking detail that you can think of, even if it's just like, hey, there's a new expansion coming out. It's called what it's supposedly supposed to be. It's called the Destiny Shattered Suns. People will go nuts over it. I will go nuts over it. I would anticipate the weeks until y'all release the full details for it. But y'all just choose not to. Y'all just choose not to give us that tiniest detail. All because you don't know where Destiny's going yourselves. How? You must have had a plan, even if it's not the one that leaked onto the internet last year or the year before. Even if it's not that anymore, you must have had some idea for a 10-year game. There must have been some plan. Unless that plan was completely screwed after y'all changed the story. Then that changes everything probably. But the fans just need this. God, I wish I had freaking cameras so you could see me. I'm just the tiniest grit of sand of detail that you can think of. Just give us that, and we will keep coming back to Destiny. Or at least I think I would. If you could just give us the tiniest detail of the newest expansion that's not PvP related. We can't do so much with maps as we can actual player versus environment locations. You can explore those forever. Try to explore PvP games, or you're just going to keep winding up dead. So, it doesn't work that way. We need player versus environment content, not just PvP. Bungie, I know you can do better. Please just give the fans something that they want. I know you've done it before. You can do it again.
Shoot in the legs. I got him. All right, fire team, way to go.
War is coming. We barely survived the last. We must regain the offensive.
Why is the city breathing down my neck?
Why don't you put that down so we can talk?
Out here in the wild, this is how we talk.
Your mission is vital, Guardian. If you succeed, you will become legend. If you fail, this city will fall, and the last light of civilization will go out.